All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. All of you who are getting to join live and those who are just coming into the Zoom room later. And then those of you who are going to be watching this later on the replay. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope that this really quick, just little, I have some thoughts. I have some things I want to share that are on my mind. And I really hope that this is helpful for you in some way and you can just walk away feeling like, okay, yes, maybe I can do this thing called weight loss and health. Maybe I can be successful. So that's the goal here today, at least. So we're going to be talking about the all or nothing thinking. And this is something that I actually just shared a little bit with you guys. I did a little blurb for you here in the group on Wednesday. I put it on my YouTube channel and just to share a little one little tip about this all or nothing thinking. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about all or nothing thinking when it comes to weight loss. And so we're going to be addressing different types of weight loss limiting mindsets over the next few weeks. So if you have some that you would like to ask about or some issues that you feel like you're facing or some like I call them like brick walls. Like, are you hitting a brick wall and you can't quite figure out why you can't get past this? What is going on? Most of the time, it's because something's going on up here in your mind that's keeping you from being able to move forward. Because it's like, if you ever said, like, I just feel like I'm ramming my head up against a brick wall. I have said that because I feel like that pretty often and it's annoying and I don't like it. So anyways, so we're going to be talking about that today. And, a lot of you have said things to me, along these lines. And so I thought I would address this even in my coaching. I've experienced this as well. I'm trying to figure out how to get this off my screen. If you'll give me just a second, maybe I can just yeah, there we go. Take it away completely. There we go. All right. So learning technology, first of all, before we go any further, I'm working on that and trying to figure out a nail polish that doesn't come off after you wash the dishes. It's really annoying. So if y'all know of a nail polish that lasts a little bit longer than a day or two of washing dishes, I would so like to know. So please let me know in the comments. I would appreciate that or leave it in the chat. Either way, I actually use the OPI brand, but okay, tangent. I'm done with that. Now I'm done with that. But I'm just like, man, my nails are looking like I haven't done nothing to them, but I did. I don't know. Struggle's real. Okay. So here we go. Do you have an all or nothing mentality when it comes to your diet? And sometimes we don't know. That's why I'm asking. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you do. Okay. But if you do, you're not alone. Don't worry. But you know what? This all or nothing thinking is a huge barrier to your long term weight loss success. It was a huge barrier for me as well. And many of my clients too that I've worked with and people that I have just chatted with, via YouTube, doing this for the last 2.5 years. I've had a lot of people kind of say the same things over and over again. And I'm noticing this. But, when you believe it helps you stay in control and like these parameters are actually helping you, to achieve your long-term weight loss. And honestly, it's not. It's a limiting belief. It's a mindset issue that you have because the problem is like I've been there, done this too, like I said, and here's what I've experienced. And I notice my clients experience this very same thing as they're going through kind of talking me through what is causing them to feel like they're ramming their head into a brick wall. This mindset actually ends up fueling the weight loss regain roller coaster that I'm always talking about. And it just sets you up for weight regain over and over again. And it's so annoying. And I know I get super tired of it. You probably do too. If you're here right now, you're probably feeling like, yeah, that's definitely me. So have you ever reasoned away your health goals with one of these statements or been in one of these situations? See if you can find yourself in any of these, because I could find myself in all of them. That's actually where I got most of them from, was my own personal experience. And then there's so many that you guys have shared with me as well, but I thought I would just kind of keep it simple. So maybe you're doing really great on your new diet until one day you just decide, hey, I'm going to eat this donut, or hey, I'm going to go, to Chick-fil-A or whatever. Like, you're doing really great. And then something comes along, you decide to have a treat, you decide to kind of veer off your your parameters, your restrictive eating plan. And, once you enjoy that little treat or that time out or whatever it is, your eating just starts to feel like it's really spiraling out of control. And you feel like you've already blown it at this point. Like, okay, I already ate the donut. I'm done. And this is what I talked with y'all about earlier this week in the group. And then also left a little bit more about it on my YouTube channel. But you know what? You feel like you've already blown it. So you're like, why keep trying? Why am I going to keep doing this? What does it matter? Like, I've already eaten the donut in the morning, so might as well have McDonald's. And then McDonald's going to lead to stopping at a gas station and you running inside and grabbing a bag of chips or a Snickers bar. Those were my two big issues. For those of you who have been following me on my YouTube channel, you totally have heard a lot about those being my big issues, my stumbling like blocks. And so I shared with you before, and I'll just share this again. If this is one of the statements or situations that you found yourself in, you don't have to be stuck here. Like, you can say, okay, I've messed up my breakfast. Maybe I haven't eaten the healthiest food, or I didn't make the best choice for breakfast, but that doesn't mean you have to throw out the entire rest of your day and binge eat the rest of the day and eat everything that you could possibly get your hands on because you feel like you'll never get it again. Because tomorrow you're definitely going to be back on your healthy eating plan, your diet, whatever you call it, and you end up just overeating, and then it's just a big mess. And even doing that can lead to you not restarting the next day. So why not just think about it this way? Why not just say, okay, I had the donut or whatever it is. I just say donut for some reason instinctively, but you can say whatever it is that you know that you've eaten that hasn't been the healthiest choice or whatever for the day. Okay. Instead of saying, I'm going to eat all the things, say, okay, I've eaten that, but now it's time for me to eat whatever the next meal is after you've kind of messed up, right? Like, you've just blew it, you think. Just make that the opportunity that you're going to eat a healthy meal or make healthy choices during that meal. You don't have to eat the healthiest thing possible, like kale salad and, all the things. Just make good, healthy choices for the next time that you're going to be eating instead of waiting to do it later. Okay. All right. So have you ever said something like this? I don't have time for a workout. Like, I planned to work out this morning at the gym for an hour at 5 o'clock in the morning. Your alarm went off. You hit snooze 5 times. It's 6 o'clock now. Pooh, I didn't get to work out. So, well, you know what? Since I planned it and I didn't do it, I'm not going to work out at all today. And maybe the truth is you didn't have time to work out after that. Like, maybe you don't have time to work out for the 60 minutes. That could be true, but that doesn't mean that you can't work out at all. Okay, like, you can still work out. You can find ways that you can fit exercise into your day. So instead of saying, I have this huge chunk of time that I'm trying to get this workout put in, and if I can't do it, because most of us are busy moms who are juggling life, who are juggling families, who are juggling all the things. I know I am. And there's just no way I can do it all. If I said to myself, I'm working out every day or even 3 days a week for 60 minutes at a time, it would never happen. And I would always be feeling defeated. So what I've done to kind of combat this, I have to either go to the gym every single day. Now I have to go buy all the workout clothes. Oh, now I have to have the right shoes. And so I can't go to the gym unless I have the right shoes. This is part of all or nothing type of thinking. Okay. So, like, if I don't have all the things, I can't do anything. The truth is, you don't need to have new anything, and you don't have to have a gym membership, and you don't have to have an hour to work out every single day. I work out most every single day intentional. Now, I move my body a lot normally. But in this season I'm in right now, I do find myself sitting a lot more in front of my computer as I'm working. I work from home and I'm doing a lot of content creation and things like that for upcoming courses that I'm bringing out to you guys, upcoming plans and stuff like that. So I do find myself sitting a lot more right now than normal, but normally I do move. So you could get up and say, I'm going to, if you're a desk junkie like me, okay, like, or jockey, whatever you want to say. I'm a desk jockey. It's not junkie, right? I think that's right. Anyway, that's what I meant to say. You're not a junkie, but if you sit a lot, you can get up, set a timer on your phone and get up for 5 minutes every hour, or just something like that. And make sure that you're getting up and you're moving around, every every so often throughout your day. Go to the bathroom. Like when I worked in an office, I would go to the bathroom and do squats in the bathroom stall. Sounds totally weird, I know, but I would do 50 squats just in a few seconds. Really, it didn't take very long. I mean, not a few seconds, but very short amount of time. And then I would leave the bathroom feeling a little winded. So hopefully I didn't see anybody on the way out and they were trying to talk to me because they'd be wondering what I was doing in the bathroom. But there's things that you can do. So take a walk every day, like just a regular walk, not in your office, but after you eat, if you have 30 minutes for lunch, eat for 15 minutes and go for a walk for 15 minutes, whether that's in your office building or if it's outside up and down the street or wherever. It doesn't have to be this extensive plan. So you can just find little ways to add in some type of exercise into your day every day. So a lot of times, even I will just stand up here in my office and go stand up against the wall and do like wall push-ups. I know that's really strange too, but it helps me because I have a lower back injury. And I don't let that injury tell me, well, I'm injured now, I can't work out at all. There are things I can do to modify and move my body, but it takes intentionality and it takes setting, like a timer on your phone, or it takes making sure that you're, kind of creating the habit of little movements throughout the day, because even little things matter. And we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. And then have you ever said anything like this, like your restrictive diet or the rules that you set around your eating, the parameters that you have in place? They seem to be working pretty good. You're doing really good at first. And, you think maybe even for a week, it could be a couple days, could be a month, whatever. At first, most of us are gung ho to do it. Like that's why January, everybody runs to the gym, all the things. That's why we do this. But eventually, and pretty quickly, most of the time, you find yourself burnt out and you're really frustrated. And so you quit. This is the problem with restrictive diets. This is the thing that really got me more than anything else. That first and that third one on the screen here was me 100%. It drove me nuts. I was like, why can't I do this? I don't know why I can't do this, but it was because of these limiting beliefs that I had about all or nothing. It can only be this way. And so I would, like, I posted a little meme in the group earlier this week with a big fat cute monkey standing there looking at himself. Well, he wasn't looking at himself in the mirror, but it seemed like he was. And he said, the meme said, I've been eating healthy, for 2 days, and it's Tuesday and I still look the same. I'm totally appalled. I can't tell you how many people I've actually talked to and worked with that have this mentality. And I was one of them for a really long time. I thought, my gosh, I should be, skinny by Friday. I'm taking all the diet pills. They told me to drink all the things. I'm drinking them. I'm eating only, 500 calories a day. Why am I not a supermodel and ready for my bikini by Friday? Well, that's not realistic. And it's going to leave you feeling very burnt out if you're on a super restrictive diet. And eventually you're going to give up and you're just going to go all in on all the food because you've been restricting yourself for some period of time, whether it's a lengthy period or a short period. Sometimes even a couple days of restricting yourself can make you feel like, I'm going to eat that whole bag of Oreos if somebody doesn't get out of my face right now, when normally you may not even care about Oreos at all. And then suddenly you care about them. And, it's just crazy how our minds work. Okay. So if you've said any of those things, hey, you're not alone. Like I said earlier, you're not alone in this. But here's some ways. I'm going to give you six ways to stop doing this. And I've kind of shared a few ways that you can combat some of those thoughts. I have lots more, but those were the only three I'm going to talk about. But 6 ways to stop doing this and helping, to help yourself push past this all or nothing, it has to be this way type of thinking. Okay. So the first thing you can do is embrace the process. Okay. And progress over perfection. And this is something I tell myself. I talk about it with my friends a lot. Like, hey, I don't have to be perfect. I think I have to be perfect a lot. I really do. But I have to get over that mindset that perfect is like this, I don't know. It's like, it's an unreachable place. It doesn't even exist really. There's no place called, there's no land of perfect. I don't even know where we get this idea, but progress over perfection. Just do it, and doing it a little bit, getting a little bit closer is better than getting nowhere. Let me give you an example of this. So let's just say that your weight loss goal is 60 pounds. That seems like an extreme amount of weight to lose. I've lost between 55 and 60 pounds truly, but I lose and gain this like 5 pounds over and over again sometimes. I can't really explain it other than water, hormones, all the things. So, I mean, I don't know, but I don't stress out about it. But I've lost between 55 and 60 pounds since 2020. I haven't always kept it off. I actually gained quite a bit this at the beginning of this year, because my dad passed away, and I went on a medication that the doctor gave me to help me be able to breathe because I had such anxiety. And that medication, in 3 weeks' time, caused me to gain 17 pounds. And I know it wasn't all fat because I lost that weight pretty quickly once I just stopped taking the medicine. But while I was on that medication, man, it was tough. I felt like I could eat everything and never feel full. So I just said, this is not worth it. And I went and got some natural anti-anxiety supplements and stuff like ashwagandha, and it helped me tremendously without the weight gain. And I'm back to where I was before. And that wasn't normal for me. I haven't been doing that. So it was just a fluke, weird thing. But I knew that in that moment, especially in that season, that I was doing what I could to just stay alive, right? Like I just needed to keep breathing. I needed to keep moving forward one day. Grief is really rough. It's hard. And that's why I am here talking to you about weight loss starting in your mind, because emotional eating is super real. And even though that medication, that was the number one side effect of that medication, I was also doing anything I could to soothe the emotion that I was feeling in the moment. Because even though I know the right answer, even though I know to go to truth journaling, and I've been, diligent, and I have a system and a exact way to do this that works, I really didn't want to. I didn't care in that moment. I was like, nothing else matters. So there's those seasons, but they can't be long seasons. Eventually we have to shake off the dust and get up and keep moving. And that's what I did. But it was a rough little season there for me. But getting to what I was saying, this is part of it, is that even though I kind of felt like I went backwards for a little bit, I just said, that's okay. Like, I'm going to get right back on, what I was doing, which is just pretty much eating healthy every chance that I could, like every opportunity, and just stop eating the junk that made me feel really bad, on top of already feeling bad and sad. So anyways, so embrace progress and not perfection. So what I was saying is, if you have your 60 pounds, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. I remember now, the 60-pound weight loss. If you say, okay, that's a hugest goal, there's no way I'll ever get to that. Never. And yeah, you can. And you don't have to starve yourself, and you don't have to eat 500 calories a day or 1,000 calories a day. Even, you need to eat, and you need to eat. Don't starve yourself. Like, that's never going to be something that I tell you to do. But if you decided after a month of eating healthy that you didn't get to your halfway mark, you didn't lose 30 pounds, because a lot of people want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, crazy amounts of weight in short amounts of time. And this is the mentality, because this is what diet culture has tried to feed us. And this is the biggest problem. And you quit. Well, you're no closer to your 60-pound, weight loss goal. But if you just keep doing the right things enough over and over and over again, even if you only lost 1 pound, 1 pound a week, and really healthy, sustainable weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds a week, you would have lost 52 pounds that year. What? That's crazy. Most of us don't think that way. I know I didn't think that way for a long time. Okay. That's progress. That's long-term progress, where you just keep going, even if you've eaten cake and things, that aren't as healthy. Okay. All right. So the number two way, oh, there's two and three. The number two way is something is better than nothing. If you're trying to diet and you're trying to make healthy eating kind of something you do more frequently, just try implementing little things into your day and into your diet. Like, say you're like a fast food person and you're like, there's no way I can ever have anything but fast food for lunch because I don't do meal prepping. I don't plan, I wing it, but I still want to try and eat healthier. Well, this is a little bit of an extreme example because I will always tell people like, let's try and stay away from those fast food places. But I do know that there's times when, maybe you feel like you have to. So something better than nothing would look like you're going to Burger King, you're getting your Whopper, but you're taking off the bread and you're eating the other stuff and you're not eating the fries, you're bringing an apple. So they're just little bitty things like that make a huge difference. Don't order soda, just get a water. Like, so what if it's not in a bottle? Just get water in a cup with a lid and a straw. It won't kill you. It will actually help you live longer. All right. And then small changes add up to big results. This is a huge part of what I teach, that taking the time to make small changes in your life instead of trying to do a whole life overhaul is the way to go when you're trying to lose weight and keep it off and learn not just what to do to lose weight, but how to think for weight loss, how to become somebody else, how to actually shift your identity from being this person over here that feels this certain way about themselves and is always doing these certain things and has these false lies, limiting beliefs, and agreements that they need to break off their life, to becoming somebody else totally different who's healthy and strong and fit and makes good choices for their body. Like taking this like big end goal, instead of trying to overhaul everything to get there as fast as you can, kind of decide in your mind that yes, I'm going over here. Kind of have that in front of you a little bit, because if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? So I totally understand that you do need to have an end goal in mind. If you're always looking at the end goal, then you're going to be so focused on that end goal that when things aren't going fast enough for you, you're going to want to quit, or you're going to get frustrated, burnt out, and stuff like that. So make small changes instead of trying to do an overhaul on your whole life by making tiny little habit changes. I kind of call this the 1% rule. And I teach this in a lot of detail, in my course and stuff. And I just love this concept because it really helped me a ton to stop trying to do all the things all at once and just make some changes for a period of time until those became my new habits, my new identity. And then I was able to move on and lose that weight. Right. Okay. So here's another big thing. Remove the word cheat from your vocabulary, because the word cheat is negative, has negative connotation. And it's like, you've done something wrong, but food is not good or bad. Food is food. Like food is only food. It cannot be anything other than food. But there are foods that are good for your body and fuel your body. And then there's foods, like I say, there's foods that I love and that love me back. And then there's foods that I love that don't love me back. It's kind of like being in a good relationship with somebody versus being in a bad relationship with somebody, where you love that person over here and they're reciprocating and they're loving you back. Or you're being in a relationship with somebody, you love them, you're trying everything you can to be in their life and all this stuff, and they're not giving you back the things that you need to feel love. It's kind of abusive, right? Like even so, just learn to love foods that love you back, and remove that word cheat from your vocabulary, because you can have any type of food anytime you want. Because the moment you say, I can't have this, that's the moment you're going to want it. Like I said, the Oreo thing, the same thing, right? All right. Number 5 is stop starting over again. Stop it. Stop it. If you're one of those people who are like, I'm always on a diet. Like my kids tell me I'm always on a diet, or they're like, Mom, are you on a diet this weekend? Or, oh my goodness, if you've ever heard those words, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've heard them. I definitely have. How many times have I stopped and started diets? A bajillion. I mean, a lot. I can't even count to tell you how many. I don't know. So if you're always starting over, kind of think about it this way. You're driving down the road. Your GPS says, hey, you took a wrong turn. Do you turn around and go all the way back home and then start your route over? Or do you just listen to Siri or whoever's telling you to turn, reroute? go this way instead. And then we're going to get back around. We're going to go back to where you were going, but we're going to take a little bit of a detour. Well, obviously I think obviously the second option, right? Like we don't just say, I'm going to go back home and start all over again. And that's what we do when we're dieting. Like just make it in your mind, like just say, I am going to stop starting over again. No more of this. This is my decision to make the healthiest choices I can as often as possible. That shifts everything. Take off the shame, throw it in the trash. Take off the guilt, throw it in the other trash. Like be done with all that because it doesn't serve you well. So decide in your mind, kind of come to this agreement with yourself. This is a good agreement. There are good and bad agreements. This is a good one. Stop starting over. You're going to make the healthiest choices you can as often as possible. And then number 6 way is work with a coach. Work with a coach like me. Work with a coach like Amy is a coach. She is an amazing coach who loves to help women deal with hormonal imbalances and other types of issues that they have, autoimmune issues and stuff in their body, that we need specialized help sometimes. And then we just need somebody to hold our hand and encourage us. So either hire a coach, get some support somewhere, have like a community around you, like what you have here in the Facebook group. And, for those of you who may be watching the replay later, even on YouTube, because I'm going to post this out there for y'all too, join the group. You're going to definitely want to join this group of women who are just here supporting and encouraging one another on their weight loss journeys. But here we go. To wrap up, I want to share something really exciting with you ladies that I am opening right now. Registration is open for a 4-day weight loss mindset reset challenge that's going to begin in October. So you're going to want to register for this event. It's going to be held right here in the group. So the link to that is going to be in the Facebook Live comments. And then I'm also going to make sure that I put it in the description for those of you who are watching on YouTube as well. So you can be able to click on that link and go register for that. It's going to be a phenomenal class. We're going to walk through just 4 really big, important things that are going to help you to move forward in your weight loss success and to just give you a little reset going into the holidays, because this all or nothing thinking, I guarantee somebody is saying, it's October. I shouldn't start eating healthy or trying to go on a diet now or do anything good for my body because the holidays are almost here, right? Why should I try now? I'll just start in January. Don't do that to yourself. Don't waste the next 3 months gaining weight that you're going to have to try and lose in January again, and then just keep going around the same mountain. Like, don't do that to yourself. Join me for the challenge.